Okay, so just for finished the first hour's morning session, and it went really, really well. We did the activity on the TTC one, which I've just done it for my 5-year-old. So I did the 5 to 7 age group, and we've gone right down to activity number 5. But I could see he was getting a bit like kind of thing, so I didn't want to overdo it with him. So we've stopped and taken a break. That is awesome, babes. Love that.
But did you do all of that?
He's not done all of it, sweetie. He's just... But one of the biggest things that I've definitely found has helped me as a parent is my eldest. So we did say that we was going to trial this today, actually splitting the children's kind of homeschooling time. So my eldest is upstairs just, you know, YouTubing, doing whatever he does, Fortnite that he's absolutely obsessed with. And I'm sure if any parents have got older children, they will know it's like the bane of my life, but he absolutely adores it. So he's doing his own thing this morning. My second eldest, he's in our, you know, playroom stroke classroom, and he's been doing some artwork. We've got this thing that you kind of, what do you call it, babe? What you're doing?
I don't know.
Is it on the thing?
It's called
Show me.
engraving art.
Engraving art. So yeah, the kids quite enjoy this. Do you want to show?
Yeah.
So this is what my second eldest have been doing, which is absolutely awesome, because you was feeling a little bit down this morning, weren't you, babes? So want to do something that he would enjoy and lift his spirits a little bit, which obviously is this. He's finding it quite relaxing. But it's definitely helped me, because my eldest is upstairs kind of doing his own thing. Second eldest is down here doing some arts and crafts, but it's quiet time for him, which he doesn't need my help on. So he can get on with that himself, which has definitely freed my time up to just concentrate on my 5-year-old and my 3-year-old. For my 3-year-old, we've got, like I said, we've got like these sort of things in the house anyway. So this is a bumper activity kind of booklet and it's quite thick. And basically, whilst I was sitting with my 5-year-old, I've got her to just basically do some colouring in, and, you know, kind of I was stopping and helping when I wasn't helping my 5-year-old, and just doing it. And that is definitely entertained her, because it's all different activities, all different pictures, for her to get on with. And she has quietly got on with that for the last hour, which is awesome. And it meant, because I have spent a lot of time with my 5-year-old going through the activities, because like I said in the first post this morning, they're PDFs, so you can't do the work on the PC. You have to transfer it to A4, and you can't just do numbers, because like you can't just do, oh, this is activity 1, so I'm just going to do 1 and expect a 5-year-old to understand that relates to what's on the screen. So I'm finding that I'm physically writing out. So if I just go to my exercise book that I've now got for my children, trying to keep the kids out of this, but it's not working. So this is the work that he's done. It's one of the pages. Yeah, thank you, sweetheart. That's super helpful. So this is one of the sheets that he's been working on today. And as you can see, I've kind of, you know, done homeschooling, the day, what we're doing, like, you know, what kind of activity thing we're doing, and then I've numbered it, and then I've actually written out the questions. So it's helped him to relate to what we're doing on the screen. But obviously that's, if I'm honest, quite time consuming. So as I'm trying to do the reading part and doing this part, it's taken up maybe a little bit more than maybe I was anticipating. I think if you was to have a printer at home and you was just to print all this off, wow, what a difference that would make. But not everyone has a printer. We don't. I did. It broke, and when I wasn't working anymore, we didn't really need a printer. If I needed anything, then I go across the way to my neighbour and I print it off of her piece, off of hers. But obviously, you know, I'm not going to do that now and say, oh, you know, babes, can I just print 104 pages every day off your printer? I don't think you don't mind your, you know, my mate don't mind your thing, but anything beyond that might be seen as taking a liberty. So I'm finding that obviously I'm having to write it out. So again, as a parent, if you want to get a bit ahead of yourself and just do it so like the hour is full kind of support for your child, then maybe look to prep it and write it out before you start the lesson, so that you can, rather than doing what I'm doing, again, it's another lesson learned, kind of get to it, and then I'm writing out the questions, and then he's physically answering them and writing it next to what I've written. So again, it's just a little bit of another pointer. I'm definitely finding it easier to split the kids, not try and do all of them all at the same time, all doing the same subject. It's just not something that I think that I'm able to do. But again, that's what we're doing for the next 5 days, is this trial and error, lessons learned, and seeing if what's working well for us as a family might work well for you guys as well at home. So yeah, so just really thrilled with the first hour. I think it's gone really well. My 5-year-old, 3-year-old have definitely got a lot out of it. I feel really like we have learned, they've learned a lot. And they've surprised me actually at how well they're doing with it. And now for the next hour, I'm going to concentrate on my 10-year-old. He's been doing art, as I said. He's feeling a little bit out of sorts this morning, which is to be understandable. So we've had a chat and, you know, giving him lots of cuddles and kisses and so forth. So I'm now going to spend the next hour with him. Then we will break for lunch, like I said, and I'll get the kids out in the garden for half an hour. That can be their PE time. With some jumping jacks for me, or with me, and then for the afternoon, I'm gonna see how I go with my eldest and see how much that. But as a starting point, it's definitely working well for us. As a slight aside, I've got 2 points that I just wanted to raise. The first is one of my friends who sent me a message that's come out from a head teacher about the children's health and well-being, and it was quite depressing to read, if I'm honest with you. And she was basically kind of along the lines of, don't worry about educating your kids, everyone's going to be in the same boat, and you really need to look after their health and well-being, which I get, and I'm not saying that that's not absolutely immensely important, but as a parent, you know, I'm always telling my kids how much I love them, giving them kisses and cuddles. I know you're not supposed to do it at the moment because of the coronavirus, but I'm not going to stop, if I'm honest with you. I've got a 3-year-old, 5-year-old, 10-year-old, 14-year-old. I was in bed with my 14-year-old this morning, giving him cuddles, even though it's not necessarily something that he wanted, but, you know, just as a fun, silly thing for us to be doing when we was all waking up. My 3-year-old and 5-year-old are constantly hanging off of me and giving me kisses and cuddles, and I'm not going to stop doing that. One of the ways that we're trying as parents to keep it away from the kids is, like I said in this morning's post, I'm not watching the telly, I'm not watching the news in the morning anymore and listening to this, because it definitely brought me down, and I'm a really positive person. I'm always looking on the positive in any situation. So I've stopped doing that. And at the end of the day, we're self-isolating. I don't think that that's going to change anytime soon, because of the pregnancy. And so the children are only going to hear what we tell them and what we allow them to watch. So I think, you know, we just need to be a bit mindful of that. Every parent is here to protect their children, and every parent wants them to, you know, be happy and healthy and well-rounded and so forth. But you can't protect them from everything, no matter how much we try. But in the current climate, it's really down to us on what they're exposed to at this stage, because it's not like they're going to school and someone's telling them something at school. That's all not in their realm at the moment. It's what I allow them to watch, what my partner allows them to watch, what we discuss in front of the kids, and what exposure we give them on the internet, basically. So I think as long as we just carry on doing what we do as parents, and, you know, the bulk of us do a good job of being careful of what our kids are exposed to online and on the TV and stuff like that. And hopefully, you know, it's not going to impact them as much as what this teacher's fear is. On the addition to that is, I was really surprised to read again in this post about routine and education, and I'm completely at odds with that, because I'm such an advocate for keeping my kids in a good routine. I think it's comforting for the children when you've got thrown into a situation which the kids were unexpected and us as parents were totally unexpected to be in, to then turn around and say, don't worry about this and don't worry about that. I think that could be a really negative effect on the kids. And so for us, I definitely don't think, I don't agree with that as a view. And again, everyone is entitled to their views. And I'm not saying what I'm saying is absolutely right and all the rest of it, because, you know, some people might not agree with that. But definitely in my household, we're going to stick to our routine. I think it's good for the kids. I think it's good for the children. I think it's good for me. If I'm thanks, babe. I think it's good for all of us. And I think if I was to remove that, like I said in my very first post, we're still going to be up, washed and dressed by 9:30, and we was this morning, and then we started at 10 o'clock. I think the kids are enjoying that set routine, and then we'll have a break and so on and so forth. But I'm rambling a little bit, but I just felt it was really important. Sorry, my father. He just fell over his foot. How do you even do that?
Hi, guys.
How did you do? You was literally just standing there, babe. That was you just fell over. I don't even know. That is just so funny. On a completely lighter note, though, I do have to share with you that my 5-year-old lost his tooth yesterday and put his tooth underneath the pillow, and I'm so pleased to say that the tooth fairy come, and he got 3 whole pound, and he wanted me to share it with everyone. He's good news. That's actually his second tooth that's fallen out in the space of about a week. So he's got £6 now, which is awesome. And he's like, I think he's richer than mummy at the moment, which is just fantastic. But I wanted to leave it on a lighter note. And
Yeah, but this is for you.
he's doing that on the sofa now. Oh, love you too, baby. You know, so yeah, it's is what it is. But I'll do another quick post after I've done my session with my 10-year-old, and let's see if it goes as well as my session with my 5 and 3-year-old. So wish us luck. Good luck to you. Bye.